Hello everyone and welcome back to Comic Vantage, and today we are back with another Diamonds Preview Spotlight episode. Today is the day where I peruse the latest Diamonds catalog and I show you what to buy in December of 2019. That's right, these books are coming out December 2019. Like always, we are going to start with the DC Previews guide. Now, DC has a decent showing, not as well as they are for November. Man, November they had a killer showing. But still, we have some pretty interesting books. So first off, we're going to start with The Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child. It's right here on the cover, so you can't miss it. And this is from the epic world of The Dark Knight Returns. Not sure what it's about yet. I'll get to that page and we'll take a look in a second. We are going to jump right down here to the Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen. So now we are actually like, the next phase of the Year of the Villain begins here. Its sinister conclusion. Lex Luthor has brought Perpetua back from her cosmic grave and restored her power. Now the multiverse lives in fear that she might wipe out all of existence. We have some really cool characters from the Year of the Villain. I love this, like, Supergirl who laughs, and the Blue Beetle. It's like everybody's been taken over by the Batman who laughs, which is kind of cool. I like that. Let's see what else we got. Who will be DC's Villain of the Year? You decide. First up, we got Harley Quinn, Villain of the Year #1. That's a rather interesting cover. It looks like Amanda Connor work. Totally. Ocean Master, Year of the Villain #1. Cover art by Francisco Mantina. And then we are right into DC's new Black Label series. And we have The Low Woods. And this is with Joe Hill bringing us a really, really cool story. Joe Hill has this whole, own curated kind of series coming out. It's like 3 different series. And this is the newest one, The Low Woods, written by Carmen Maria Machado. Art by Danny. And we have a variant cardstock cover by Jenny Friesen. I don't think they show it. I'd love to see that Jenny Friesen work. Shudder to think PA has been on fire for years. The coal mines beneath it's long since abandoned. And the woods are full of rabbits with human eyes. A dear woman who stalks hungry girls and swaths of skinless men. And the people in Shudder to think, well, they're not doing so well either. So that actually sounds kind of cool. I like that. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, we're just going to keep on rolling through here. Oh, I think that's the Jenny Friesen cover. Jenny Friesen has some interesting artwork. It's kind of hit or miss for me. Either I love it or I hate it. So actually, this one's kind of, I think I like it. All right, here we go. The Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child #1, written by Frank Miller. It looks like we have 1 in 10 variant covers, 1 in 25 variant covers, 1 in 100 variant covers, and a single 1 in 500 variant cover by Andy Kubert. So that's going to be insane. There's going to be some stores buying some huge amount of books. See, it's been 3 years since the events of the Master Race. Lara has spent the time learning to be more human, and Carrie Kelly has been growing into her new role as Batwoman. But a terrifying evil has returned to Gotham City, and Lara and Carrie must team up to stop this growing threat. And they have a secret weapon, young Jonathan Kent, the Golden Child. He has the power inside of him to unlock anything the world has ever seen, and it's about to be unleashed. Sounds fun. Let's see, we have a new Suicide Squad coming out. Task Force X returns in this extra-sized debut issue, but not everyone will survive. Let's see what else we got. Oh, The Infected, Deathbringer #1. Donna Troy is a hero. She fought alongside friends, led the Titans into battle, and buried more friends in the line of duty than she cares to remember. She's strong, she's brave, and she's one of the very fiercest warriors on the planet. And she's the Batman who laughs next target for infection. Like I said, we have some really cool stories coming out of there. We have The Infected, the Commissioner #1, so the Batman who laughs is targeting him as well. Oh, I like that shadow. Gordon, it looks like the Batman who laughs underneath it, so that should be fun. And then we have New Year's Evil #1 coming out. Well, hello there, young readers. It's your Uncle Joker letting you know that this year's DC Winter Holiday Special is not for the good guys. Prestige format, one shot, $10, 80 pages. We also have a Tales from the Dark Multiverse, the Judas Contract #1. So this is the Dark Multiverse version of the Judas Contract. These are going to look like they're going to be a lot of fun, so keep an eye out for all of those. Then we have a Crisis on Infinite Earths number 8 facsimile edition coming out. If you don't know what a facsimile edition is, they are a page-for-page perfect reprint ad and all of the original book, although they have a new barcode and a new price. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, this one looked rather interesting. Look at that. That is kind of crazy. And that is Wonder Woman Dead Earth number 1. Also prestige format. 4 issues coming out starting in December. DC Black Label. So that should be kind of cool. Let's see. We have a harrowing debut vision of Wonder Woman unlike anything you've ever seen. Let's see. Princess Diana left paradise to save man's world from itself. When Wonder Woman awakens from a centuries-long sleep to discover the Earth reduced to a nuclear wasteland, she knows she failed. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Could be a good read. All right, I think that was the last book I wanted to show there. Next up, Batman Beyond number 39. Now, I picked this book out because, man, that's a gorgeous variant cover. Look at that. Okay, who did the variant cover? Francis Monopool. I just think that's beautiful. The Batwoman Beyond variant cover. Let's see. Also coming out, Doomsday Clock number 12. Oh, it's so about time. The final issue of Doomsday Clock. Only a year late. And this is the epic conclusion of the showdown between Dr. Manhattan and Superman. Who will prevail? Let's see what else we got here. Red Hood Outlaw issue number 41, and this is a variant cover by Philip Tan. They do not show it, but this is the return of Bizarro and Artemis. If you guys haven't read Red Hood Outlaw, seriously, just go back, start issue number 1. It's an absolutely amazing story. It's so good to read. Hey, and then we have a whole bunch of dollar comics coming out for the month. A lot of reprints. We have Birds of Prey number 1, The Flash 164, Tales of the Teen Titans Annual number 3, Batman 613, and yeah, that's it. It's always great to have dollar books, though. You cannot beat that whatsoever, especially some really good stories. And the last thing, not a comic book, but there is a Batman black and white statue coming out. Todd McFarlane designed, sculpted by Jonathan Matthews. This is actually scheduled to come out, though, in May of 2020. They're doing an early solicitation for this. And it is going to be $100, 1/10 scale, 9.3 inches tall. It's very, very cool. All right, so that is it for the DC books. We are going to get on to Marvel next. All right, here is the Marvel catalog. Now, Marvel actually has a really good showing for the month. Yeah, it's kind of weird because DC and Marvel both last month had a killer showing. DC has a really decent showing this month. Marvel has a great showing again. But everybody else seemed to be kind of lackluster, so we'll get to that later, though. All right, so first up, we have this whole Incoming, One Will Unite Them. What is this? Pages from Incoming number 1. Now, this book looked rather interesting because they give you like the first 5 pages. Who am I? Once upon a time, I'm a man named Jerome Hamilton, declared war on a secret enclave that wanted to replace people with something they liked better. They killed him. But he'd already found me, and he decided I was the one to carry on his fight. So he gave me the Eternity Mask, woven from a piece of the living soul of the cosmos. It makes me the equal of anyone I am up against, and more. That actually sounds rather ominous and very, very cool. All right. Hey, where are the rest of my pages? Where'd you go? Show up. There we go. We have some really, really cool artwork. Some great storytelling. I actually read through these pages. They're totally worth checking out. The mystery continues in Incoming number 1. So this one definitely should be added to a pull list. Looks like it's going to start a great story arc coming out. Marvel is really pushing this whole 2020 thing next year, and I think this is going to tie into that. One will unite them. A mysterious murder brings together the heroes of the Marvel Universe in search for a killer, but no one can imagine where the trail will lead or how it will affect anything or everything in 2020 and beyond. So, very cool. Variant cover by Dustin Weaver. Very cool cover. Here's a J. Scott Campbell cover. You can tell his artwork anywhere. The wraparound hidden gem variant cover by J. Scott Campbell. Looks pretty awesome. And then we have another story arc starting with Annihilation. We have Scourge Nova #1, Scourge Silver Surfer #1. So we got this whole thing going on. Scourge Beta Ray Bill #1 and Scourge Fantastic Four #1. The universe hangs in peril with no room for old grudges. Nova is forced to team up with one of his most nefarious adversaries, Annihilus. But can Richard Rider trust the ruler of the Negative Zone to fight alongside him? And the Scourge is closing in. The Scourge has arrived. Pretty cool stuff. That sounds like a pretty neat storyline. Oh, and they're getting its own box as well. Now, these graphic boxes that have been sold by Marvel and DC, I have absolutely hated them. I mean, they're really awesome to look at, and I bought a couple just because they were awesome to look at, but man, most of them just fell apart, or they're just so cheap, and they bend, and they're awful. Not worth the money. All right, we have a giant-sized Defenders facsimile edition coming out as well for the month. Marvel Tales Annihilation #1. So, let's see what we got here. 3 of the major players in Marvel's next cosmic epic star in classic adventures as we celebrate the 80th anniversary of the House of Ideas with the era-spanning Marvel Tales anthology series coming out. Looks like we got some Daredevil stories happening, Project Pegasus, and a Marvel 2-in-1 featuring Darkhawk. And then we got a bunch of True Believers coming out as well. We have Omega, Nova, Fantastic Four, Hulk, Man-Wolf, and a Thor. Or are these all the Annihilation covers? Oh, that's interesting. True Believers Annihilation, Nova #1. Omega the Unknown #1. Rather cool. Then we got some Moondragon, some Mantis, and these are all tying into Annihilation, apparently. I'm going to go back and reread this. Let's see exactly what this is. See, the anthology series shines a spotlight on fan-favorite characters, features timeless stories, and highlights some of our most impressive talent from the past 8 decades. First, former villain and future guardian of the galaxy Heather Douglas takes on the name of Moondragon, and is rudely interrupted by the Man Without Fear in Daredevil 105. Then Quasar's newest head of security as Project Pegasus is victim of mistaken identity when the thing comes a-callin' and a-clobberin' in the John Byrne illustrated Marvel 2-in-1. And that's number 53. And in Darkhawk, number 6, the fledgling hero with a spacefaring destiny joins Daredevil and Captain America in battling with UFOs. And that is a one-shot, 80 pages, $7.99. And then they have all of these True Believers, which kind of all blend in with Annihilation as well. So this is all cool. And these are all $1 a piece, like all True Believers books that come out. I like that. All right, next up, we have a new Conan series coming out. And this is A Serpent War, issues number 1 and 2 of 4. So it's a mini-series. Let's see. The Wrath of the Serpent God. James Allison will soon die, but it's not his first death. He's lived many lives in many places, lives he can recall in vivid detail. But when an elder god called the Worm reaches across time to James, an age-spanning quest begins. The Serpent God Set plans to usher in an eternity of darkness, and only the chosen warriors across time and space have a hope of stopping him. Conan the Barbarian, Solomon Kane, Dark Agnes, and Moon Knight all joined together. So this actually sounds like it could be a lot of fun. Check that out. Very excited for that. We got a variant cover by Neil Adams, another cover by Luke Gross, and then we also have a True Believers coming out Tying it in, current Conan Serpent War number 0, The Valley of the Worm. And then here's issue number 2, also for the same month. Awesome. Let's see what we got next. Oh, check this out. Eternals, Secrets from the Marvel Universe number 1. It's the untold tale of the Marvel Universe. The secret past of the Eternals is laid bare. And we are also getting an Eternals number 1 facsimile edition, which is rather cool. Also coming up, we have a Spider-Man 2099 new series coming out. Miguel O'Hara is a rising star at Alchemax, but his world is about to come crashing down. 40 pages. It is a one-shot. $5. It could be a fun read, though. Spider-Man 2099 was actually rather good. All right, see what else we got here. And then we have 80 years ago, the Marvel Universe began. 80 years from now, it will be 2099. So we're also getting a one-shot from Ghost Rider 2099. A Doctor Doom 2099 one-shot. A Venom 2099 one-shot. And Omega number 1 2099, also a one-shot. So those can be a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed the 29.99 series back in the day. So, and now we're going to get a new Doctor Strange series coming out. Mark Waid and Kev Walker. Surgeon Supreme. That's actually kind of fun. A new Ghost Rider mini, or Cosmic Ghost Rider mini, issue number 1 of 5, will be coming out in December. Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Thor the Worthy. We get a new series coming out as well. Oh, actually, it's a one-shot, so not a series. Sorry about that. Punisher Soviet, issue number 2 of 6. And let's jump ahead here. Let's see what else. Oh, here we go. Spider-Ham, issue number 1 of 5. Spider-Ham is getting his own miniseries, Apocalypse Now. We are getting 8-part connecting variant covers by Arthur Adams. Oh boy, really? 8-part connecting. Look at that. Peter Porker, the spectacular Spider-Ham. Actually, it's going to be kind of fun, I would think. Alright, let's jump ahead and see what else we're getting ourselves into for the month of December. Venom issue number 21. We have this whole Venom Island series starting out. And that right there's the teaser variant cover by Clayton Crane. Man, that thing is amazing. I so want that book. Oh, I wish it would come out before December because I get to meet Clayton Crane in November, so I'm going to be a month too soon. We are getting a Star Wars number 1 facsimile edition. And then a whole Star Wars True Believers series or a month coming out. So we have Death Probe number 1, Leia versus Darth Vader number 1, and let's see. Although that was actually, an issue 48 back in the day. We're getting a Droids reprint. Star Wars Hunters. That's a Star Wars issue number 16. And then a Hunt Run number 1. So that is that for the Marvel book. Next up, we're going to be jumping in on the big book. And now the big book actually spotlights everything that is not Marvel or DC. So usually we start right with Image. Pachow. Come on, there we go. All right, so with Image, first up we have 20XX issue number 1. And this is a sci-fi thriller for mature readers. It imagines a not-so-distant future, a world of norms and Sims divided by fear. Sims, a small percentage of population with telekinetic abilities, form gangs to survive. So actually, that sounds kind of fun. Let's see what else we got coming up. Oh, they actually showed some of the artwork and the storytelling. Now, I gotta admit, the artwork it's a little lackluster. But, for me, if it's a good story, it totally makes up for it. And a lot of people out there are really artwork-centered. So, all right, then what else do we got here? The Old Guard, Force Multiplied number 1 of 5. This is a Image Comics Gem of the Month. So this is a pick from Diamond, and they're usually pretty spot on. So let's see. We have a band of soldiers are back in this second story, chronicling the battles and burdens of their dubious immortality. Niall's addition to the team has given them purpose and new direction, but when you've got 6,000 years of history at your back, the past is always ready to return with a vengeance. Sounds kind of fun. Alright, let's see. We are going to bounce ahead a little bit. Yeah, there was only a few picks for Image Comics for the month, so I was actually rather disappointed, because usually they have a pretty good showing. Lucy Clare #1, Redemption. Lucy Clare was once a celebrated hero, but through a series of sinister events, she was slandered and defamed, and her children were taken from her. But when an old danger reemerges, Lucy will have to take on the mantle of hero once again in order to right the wrongs of her past, and above all else, find a way back to her children. Actually, if you like revenge-seeking supernatural heroines like Jessica Jones and Buffy Summers, you'll love Lucy Clare. This is a series premiere, so I'm really excited for that. This one, the artwork looks really good. The storytelling looks great. The dialogue looks spot on, so I was very, very excited to see this. Alright, let's jump ahead. This has me completely and utterly intrigued. And I have a feeling it is going to sell like hotcakes. This is Project Christmas #1. Written by Mark Miller. Artist, Top Secret. Cover A, Top Secret. Cover B, Frank Quitely. Cover C, black and white, Frank Quitely. And cover D is a blank cover. Now, this is supposed to be a Christmas gift from Mark Miller to everyone. Mark Miller and Netflix have teamed up to give you the perfect Christmas gift. The sequel to one of the most beloved Millarworld projects since the dawn of time. The twist is that you don't know what it is, and like all good gifts, you're in for a nice surprise when you open the delivery boxes on December 18th. Can you guess what Santa's going to bring for you? That is right. It is completely and utterly a surprise what is in this book. There's no one has an idea yet. So I have a feeling people are going to spec hard on this, especially when it says the sequel to one of the most beloved Millarworld projects since the dawn of time. Now, it is in conjunction with Netflix, so it may be something Netflix is going to be putting out. So we have this down here. This is a little this might be a little hint, because they are offering, again, Jupiter Circle, Jupiter's Legacy, Reborn, Starlight, and Wanted. So that could leave out some of the other Millarworld properties that we're not seeing. But I'm just speculating here. I don't know for sure. But, I'm thinking it might be Jupiter's Legacy. I think they might start pushing on that. So, all right, next up. Hardcore Reloaded #1 of 5. Hardcore returns with more bullets than John Wick. Once the hardcore tech was used to protect our nation, but now that tech is out in the wild and only one man can help. Agent Drake, put the genie back in the bottle. Yes. All right. That sounds really kind of fun. I like just hardcore action and excitement and thrills and chills. And then we have Hack and Slash 15th Anniversary Celebration one-shot. Hack and Slash is a fan favorite. Everybody loves the stories of... let's see what we got here. Celebrate the 15th anniversary of this bloody tale about the slasher victim who fought back with these brand new stories from Hack and Slash alumni. So, I am all over that. Like I said, Hack and Slash is a great, great story. We also have some reprints, some one-shot reprints of some older books. So we have some Image First and some stuff going on there. So that's actually pretty much it for Image for the month. Let's see, jumping ahead here. Oh, no, we have one more book I wanted to show. Dead Eyes #3. We are finally getting the continuation of Dead Rabbit, which has been named Dead Eyes. And #3 is the all-new story. When I met Jerry Dugan several months back, he said issue 3 is where the story started getting really good. So he was so bummed it hadn't been released yet. But now we're getting it back. Right, next. Oh, hey, up to Dark Horse Comics. A new Alien vs. Predator, Thicker Than Blood series. Predators board a luxury charter spaceship, unleashing a path of terror and bloodshed. An adolescent girl and her younger brother are the last to survive and begin a cat-and-mouse chase with their attackers. They hope for escape, but they haven't counted on the alien. So that actually sounds kind of fun. I'm excited for that as well. Also coming up, oh, that's actually not what I wanted to show. Hey, The Butcher of Paris, issue number 1 of 5. That sounds like a pretty good storyline. In 1944, as swastikas flew over Paris, one of the most notorious and prolific serial killers in history turned the occupied city into his personal hunting ground. Under the guise of opportunity and freedom, a killer preys on those desperate to flee, until a gruesome discovery alerts the police. So, I love a good serial killer story as well. Alright, next up, where are we going here? We're jumping up to IDW. Dying is Easy. This actually sounded like a lot of fun. Again, this is a gem of the month, so this is a Diamond Previews pick. Comedy is hard, but dying is easy. The debut of an all-new creation by Joe Hill. Man, this guy is just knocking it out of the park recently. Meet Sid Holmes, a disgraced ex-cop turned bitter stand-up comic turned possible felon. In part 1 of Dying is Easy, Carl Dixon is on the verge of comedy superstardom, and he got there the dirty way by stealing jokes. He's got a killer act, an ugly past, and more enemies than punchlines. So when someone asks Sid Holmes how much it would cost to have Dixon killed, Sid isn't surprised in the slightest, and he's already got a figure in mind. So that actually sounds like a blast. I would love to read this. I Can Sell You a Body, and this is Certified Cool by IDW. Are you dead? Denny Little can help. This disgraced TV psychic can put your soul in a living body for a price. A bad day at the office, however, has just put a bounty on his head, courtesy of a murdered mafioso, leaving Denny 48 hours to save his own life. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. I cannot beat that. All right, and then we're jumping up here to... Oh, here we go. We have IDW's getting in on the whole facsimile edition thing, and here we have Star Trek, the motion picture facsimile edition, reprinted in original magazine format. So, includes all original essays, interviews, and a glossary. 64 pages, $6. I mean, that actually is totally worth it for $6. Let's see. Oh, here we go. The Kill Lock, issue number 1. This one actually sounded like a lot of fun. And this is writer, artist, and cover by Livio Romandelli. Now, this guy has really been doing a lot of like Transformer stuff recently, so I was kind of surprised to see his own creator series going on here. Each found guilty of an irredeemable crime, 4 robots find themselves banished from their homeworld and bound together by the Kill Lock. This is a programming link that means if one of them dies, they all die. Now, a soldier, an addict, a murderer, and a child find themselves forced to protect each other while in search of a cure to survive. That sounds really, really neat. Now, retailers are supposed to see the order form for incentive cover variation, purchasing information, so they don't list any of that here. So if you want any kind of retailer incentive variant covers, make sure to check with your retailer. Because, I mean, that actually sounds like it's going to be a really interesting read. Another book from IDW, Read Only Memories. Based on the hit game 2064, Read Only Memories entering a cyberpunk universe like you've never seen before. Santa Cruz, California, a beach town just 50 miles from Neo San Francisco. Lexi Rivers, former detective with the Neo San Francisco Police Department, has left the big city lights behind in favor of opening her own agency. I enjoy good cyberpunk stories, so that's why I have that on the list. And if you like cyberpunk, I would definitely recommend picking that up. Let's see what we got next year. Oh, we are up to Dynamite Comics. And I'm just going to let you absorb that right there. Look at that beautiful cover. I'm just going to take a moment of silence here. All right. Art Germ cover. He's been doing a lot of these Vampirella covers, and this is the blood-splattered version for Vampirella number 6. Now, over on the right-hand side, we have it when the front cover is open. On the left-hand side, there is a acetate plastic sheet that's going to give you this awesome blood effect. I'm buying it just for that. It is absolutely beautiful. I mean, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous Vampirella. Totally worth buying, honestly, just for that. And this is a gem of the month from Diamond. They say, hey, buy it. So I'm telling you the same thing. All right, next up from Dynamite Comics, we have a new James Bond series coming out. James Bond issue number 1. Jim Chung doing the cover and some retailer incentive covers. So those are going to be worth buying. Oh, they're going to be connecting covers. So that's awesome. 3-issue mini, it looks like. $3.99, 32 pages. I'm a sucker for James Bond stories, so I will be all over that. You know, I grew up reading or watching James Bond movies. Connery, my favorite Bond. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, look at that. Her eye is blown out. Haha. The Red Mother number 1 coming from Boom Studios. Boom Studios has been killer recently, so I would not sleep on this book. So, what do we got here? After losing her eye and the man she loves in a brutal mugging, Daisy McConaughey is left trying to put the pieces of her life back together. Just when she begins to think she can heal, move on, she begins to see strange things around her with her new prosthetic eye. And the Red Mother sees her in return. So, that sounds really cool. I cannot wait to read that. It sounds awfully haunting. And some of the artwork is just... wow, that variant cover right there, man, that's kind of disturbing. I love it. This surprised me. I did not expect this. I didn't see it coming at all, and I was like, oh, 2 of the greatest things ever. Power Rangers, OG Power Rangers, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles getting their own mini-series. So we got a 5-issue mini coming out. I would actually... look at these variant covers. Are you kidding me? Love it. I actually need every single one of those. There is no two ways about it. That is just going to be way too much fun. If you're a fan of the Power Rangers or a fan of Ninja Turtles, you're going to have to grab this. We have some awesome artwork. It looks like the storytelling is going to be spot on. And like I said, it's just two of them. I love both of them. So... all right, coming from Ablaze Comics. This is a newcomer just coming out. I think I spotted them the last few months. And we have a post-apocalyptic horror action adventure story coming out. Gung Ho, issue number 1. In the near future, the White Plague has almost completely decimated humanity, and civilization is only a sweet memory. The world as a whole has become a danger zone where survival is only possible within towns or fortified villages. Enter orphan brothers Zack and Archer Goodwoody, troublemaking teens who have just survived at Fort Apache and about to learn the hard rules of integration into the colony. Outside the walls lies a hostile and deadly environment, but inside is also a dangerous place, as the boys are about to find out. I love post-apocalyptic stuff. I mean, usually it makes for some great storytelling. We have some really cool exclusive covers going on here. Retailers, contact Ablaze for store-exclusive variants. Actually, that could be kind of fun. Excited for that. So, yes. All right, let's jump ahead now. Let's see what else we got here. Vampironica, New Blood, issue number 1. Vampironica is back for another bite. You know, I hate to admit it, but honestly, some of these Archie horror books, I've become a fan. I have really become a fan over the last couple of years. You know, Jughead the Hunger, Vampironica, I mean, they're just way too much fun. The Blossom Twins, 666, totally worth reading. So what do we got here? This is a pick of the month. It's going to be a 5-issue mini on sale, $11.13. And it looks like they're also doing a reprint of the original Vampironica number 1. Oh no, it's the graphic novel that's coming out. So if you haven't read that, maybe you should pick it up. Like I said, they were just a lot of fun. And from Oni Press, if you are an Invader Zim fan, you cannot miss this blockbuster, oversized 50th issue. So I love Invader Zim as well, so definitely worth grabbing that. Coming up from Storm King Productions, we have a story called The Storm Kids. Now, again, I have never heard of Storm King Productions. This is a pick for Diamond. So let's see what we got here. And this is, oh, it actually says it's kid friendly as well. So Monica Blue and her father move away to the country to start a new life after death of her mother. Though she's not speaking to her dad, she begins to find her way out from her anger and grief in her new surroundings. But while out wandering the forest near her home, she comes face to face with a hidden horror that changes her forever. You know, I love, let's see, Monica Blue, a werewolf story. So it looks like we're going to have some werewolves popping up. I would definitely recommend grabbing that. Love a good horror story. Oh, let's see. We got some Skywalker stuff coming out from Titan Comics. They're putting out the official movie special. This comes out January 1st. It is going to be 100 pages, $12.99. But, you know, if you're a fan of Skywalker or a fan of Star Wars, you're definitely going to want to grab that. I am going to reserve judgment for the new Star Wars movie until much later. Okay. Well, actually, I think we only have one more book coming out that I wanted to show. And that is from Valiant Comics, and that is The Visitor, issue number 1. This is how the world ends. Unstoppable, untraceable, unkillable. This is how he changes the world. Who is the Visitor? Why are the leaders of the world terrified of him? And will they live long enough to find out? Valiant has always been great for amazing storytelling, and I mean they have some great books. Exo, Rye, you know, just a whole bunch of great stories that you guys should really check out. So whenever they put out an issue number 1, I always recommend grabbing it. All right, so that is our previews for the month. So these are the books being solicited for December 2019. Go visit your local retailer and give them a list of what you want. Like I said, there are a few on there you should not sleep on. God, especially that Miller World's Christmas special. I think I'm going to end up buying 10 copies of that because, you know, I'm insane that way. And the spec is real. All right, people. So, like always, thank you for watching. You guys are amazing. To my current subscribers, love you. And if you're new to the channel, hit the little CV down in the corner. That subscribes you. Hit the little bell up top. Lets you know when I got all the cool stuff coming out. And like always, thank you for watching and take it easy.